Bihar election results shocked you?
What?
If yes, then the only thing shocking here is your ability to get shocked again and again by the same party doing the same thing with the same strategy for the 11th straight year. My brothers and sisters in democracy, you know this by now. You cannot defeat BJP. No, genuinely, you cannot defeat BJP unless you understand what the actual strength is. Let us keep aside Modi ji ka karishma, Amit Shah ji ki chanakya niti, vote chori, everything for a while. If you are among those who believe BJP wins because of only these, this video is for you. Come, sit, be enlightened. Because in the next half an hour or so, I am going to show you how the game is actually played. Welcome to Brown Enlightenment. Trust me, after this video, you will never look at Indian elections the same way again. The mistake most people make is this. They think BJP is winning elections. No, BJP is winning society. For decades, people used to say, BJP, oh, that is an upper caste party. Very 2004. Look around today. That party you called upper caste only has now set up a fully functional pan-India, all-caste, all-class, multi-layered vote harvesting machine. Today, they are not just getting votes from the so-called Savarna elites. No, they have made deep inroads across OBCs, Dalits, Adivasis, everywhere you once thought they could never penetrate. How did they do it? First and foremost, religious nationalism. The greatest rebranding project in the history of this country. Ram, Hanuman, Hindu Rashtra, Mandir wahi बनाएंगे, Gauraksha, Dharm की रक्षा, love jihad, conversion conspiracies, Hindu खतरे में है, the full spiritual buffet.
हर घर में अब एक ही नाम, एक ही नारा गूंजेगा, मेरे भारत का बच्चा बच्चा जय जय श्री राम बोलेगा.
Investments in culture, in society, in symbols, in memory, in identity, schools, syllabus, WhatsApp, TV studios, history, textbooks, temple inaugurations. New heroes were introduced, old villains were repainted. Slow, subtle, everyday engineering. BJP isn't just contesting elections, they are shaping the very environment in which elections take place. But you must be wondering, how do they manage to run a 24/7 election campaign? Simple. Money. Desh Bhakti ka premium, gold-plated, government-certified, 100% anonymous electoral bond money.
जोर जोर से बोल के लोगों को स्कीमें बता दे.
I am sorry, Babu.
In 2017-18, the Indian government launched the mighty electoral bonds, a donation system so transparent that even the sunlight said, "Bhai, मैं यहाँ से नहीं गुजर सकता."
अबे साले. Sorry.
Corporates can donate, politicians can receive. No names, no questions, no receipts. And see, companies in India don't run on innovation or genius. They run on licenses, tenders, clearances, permissions, the whole government oxygen supply. So when a party controls the oxygen tank, businesses don't donate, they buy insurance. And the BJP, they didn't just have money, they had a mountain, a Himalaya of donations, Everest of blessings, Kailash of corporate love.
Fuck
बहुत पैसा है अपने पास.
And with this money came unmatched advertising, unmatchable, unbypassable YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TV, radio, FM, AM, hoardings from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Godi Media Studios running 24/7 breaking news about whatever the party wants to break. Money didn't just talk, money screamed with surround sound, Dolby Atmos, IMAX level volume. Modi. India has arrived. Vishwaguru, global power, Viksit Bharat, world's 5th largest economy, bro. So loud that the opposition's voice became background music. Rahul Gandhi shouts, vote chori, serial deletions, fake voters, captured institutions, all valid concerns, all real issues. But he is screaming them inside a stadium where BJP has installed 1000-watt Marshall speakers playing Ram Mandir, Dharma Yudh, Bharat Mata Ki, Jai Shri Ram. Tell me honestly, how is anyone supposed to hear him? Rahul Gandhi walks 4,000 kilometers to connect with people. BJP walks into 4 million WhatsApp groups every single minute. Rahul Gandhi keeps shouting, vote chori, vote chori, vote chori, democracy, 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 constitution, constitution, constitution. But when the entire political marketplace is sponsored by the same party he's accusing, his claims don't create outrage. They create buffering. And in this buffering, elections keep happening. BJP keeps winning and people keep getting shocked again and again and again. Now let us set aside elections for a while. Campaigns, ads, rallies, सब कुछ देर के लिए परे रखते हैं. 2014, 2014, Delhi. Modi ji arrives in the capital. Looks around and says, अच्छा ये सब कौन लोग हैं? These officers, these regulators, these committees, they don't match my vibe. And snap. Overnight, Delhi transforms into Ahmedabad branch office. IAS, IPS, secretaries, regulators, advisors, people who work with Modi ji in Gujarat suddenly appear everywhere. Airports, ports, finance, environment, home, telecom, culture, everywhere you look. Gujarat, Gujarat, Gujarat. But this was just chapter 1. Chapter 2, RSS HR Consultancy Services. Universities, new VCs sliding in. Textbook committees, new historians with fresh imaginations. Research councils, new priorities. Less science, more sanskar. You open any academic institution and you'd feel like you accidentally walked into an RSS shaka. जब सोसाइटी को शेप करना हो, इंस्टीट्यूशंस को कंट्रोल करना पड़ता है. And then came the institution that irritated every ruling party since independence, the judiciary. Courts, judges, constitutional guardians, people with the power to say no. Modi, Shah looked at this and said, थोड़ा difficult लग रहा है, but impossible तो कुछ भी नहीं. They didn't change the law. They changed the speed. Appointments delayed. Promotions selective. Transfers strategic. Favorable judges moving fast. Unfavorable judges moving nowhere. They basically created a judiciary that thinks twice before thinking once. And then you ask, how come BJP wins every election? अरे भाई, जब सिस्टम तुम्हारा हो, इंस्टीट्यूशंस तुम्हारे हो, नैरेटिव्स तुम्हारे हो, व्हाट्सएप तुम्हारा हो, डोनेशंस तुम्हारी हो, ब्यूरोक्रेसी तुम्हारी हो, तो इलेक्शन जीतना कोई अचीवमेंट नहीं होता. इट इज जस्ट रिन्यूइंग योर मेंबरशिप. शॉक उनको लगता है जिनको सिस्टम नहीं समझ आता. बीजेपी isn't winning despite the system. BJP is winning because it is the system. They are not bending institutions, they are becoming the institution. They are not contesting power, they have merged with power. The ED, CBI, Income Tax, NIA, these are not agencies, these are political physiotherapists. They don't arrest you, they adjust you. Opposition leader थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोल रहा. Cut. One ED notice. Instant spinal alignment. Posture, bend, voice, low, criticism, zero. And then you wonder why suddenly some leaders start praising the government. Why a politician who spent 20 years abusing the BJP wakes up one fine morning and says, actually, I have always admired Modi ji's vision.
गजब टूबीबाज आदमी.
Why Bollywood is dancing to the tunes?
Oh, you come from the country of Modi.
जो आदमी दिन में 3 घंटे सोता है.
आपको पॉलिटिक्स के चनक्या कहते हैं. मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि ये एक्चुअली हमारे देश के हनुमान है.
मैं क्षत्रिय हूँ, मैं हिंदू हूँ और सनातन मेरा धर्म है और मैं इसे आगे बढ़ाऊंगी.
Is it because of cultural awakening? No. It is because of CBI की awakening. Right outside their bungalow gates, subah at 6 a.m. Is it because they love the leadership? No. It is because the leadership loves the bank details. Is it because of ideology? बिल्कुल नहीं. It is because of ideology. A brand new religion of new India. One raid and you are instantly converted. And these cases, they don't end. They don't close. They don't convict. They just continue. Like a mega serial. This isn't about jail. This is about fear. Fear as a government model. So what happens? Leaders go silent. Parties get crippled. MLAs suddenly discover new political ideologies like I have always respected Modi ji. Celebrities suddenly start singing Modi. Modi hai to mumkin hai. Opposition campaigns only during elections. BJP campaigns every second of every day in every corner of every screen visible to every neuron in your brain. No party in India has ever used the digital realm as aggressively, scientifically, obsessively, shamelessly as the BJP. आज का गुस्सा किस पर? आज का विलन कौन? आज का हीरो कौन? आज की नैरेटिव क्या? आज का ट्रेंड क्या? आज किसको एंटी नेशनल बनाना है? आज का फैक्ट क्या? आज का फेक क्या? आज की फेक को फैक्ट कैसे बनाएं? आज की फैक्ट को फेक कैसे बनाएं? When you control the screen, you control the story. And when you control the story, you control the society. And when you control the society, elections become a mere formality. You know, there was a time in India when a normal citizen could file an RTI and the government would actually answer. पैसा कहाँ गया? ये प्रोजेक्ट किसने अप्रूव किया? ये टेंडर कैसे मिला? It scared corrupt officers. It exposed scams. It made governments sweat. But today, RTI is like that old landline phone in your grandparents' house. Still hanging on the wall, still ringing occasionally, but absolutely no one is ever picking it up. What is democracy if leaders are busy replying to you instead of giving speeches about how everything is world class?
सब चंगासी
You ask questions? How dare you? Don't you trust the government? Don't you trust Modi ji? Sharam karo, shame on you, anti-Indian, anti-Hindu, anti-Sanatani, anti-Insanian. Amazing, isn't it? Accountability has become anti-national. Logic has become anti-sanskar. And in this circus, you still dare to ask, how are we winning? My friend, you don't defeat a party that has mastered society, institutions, screens, narratives, agencies, and now information itself. You don't defeat a party that has defeated reality.
एक दिन अखंड भारत बनेगा।
अखंड भारत में कितने देश हैं?
146 देश। 146 देश।
कितने तेजस्वी लोग हैं हमारे पास, कितने शानदार विचार रखते हैं।
A party that controls what you see, what you hear, what you read, what you believe, and what you must never find out. They don't need to fix the economy. They just need to fix the perception of the economy. They don't need to fix unemployment. Just fix the trend that says unemployment is propaganda. If people felt something good happened, then something good happened. You don't improve systems. You improve speeches about improving systems. Before you talk about saving democracy, first understand what democracy has become. And unless you understand this, you will keep getting shocked, keep getting confused, keep getting angry, keep getting disappointed. And now let us talk about the opposition. They don't lose elections, they lose timelines. BJP acts, ding. Opposition reacts, ding. BJP changes a rule, ding. Opposition condemns the rule, ding. BJP captures an institution, ding. Opposition issues a statement, ding. The entire political ecosystem has become BJP's playground and the opposition's newsroom. But reaction is not politics. Reaction is journalism. And opposition is not doing politics. They are doing commentary. And the biggest mistake, they have no ideology. Or worse, they borrow the BJP's one. See, when you fight a crocodile, you don't jump into the river. But our opposition, they not only jump in, they wore Bhagwa swimming shorts and said, look, we can also swim like you. They call it soft Hindutva. But honestly, it is not soft. It is not Hindutva. It is not even an ideology. The public looks at the original crocodile, then looks at this imitation crocodile and says, भाई अगर crocodile को वोट ही देना है तो असली वाले को क्यों ना दे? When you imitate your opponent, you don't capture the voters. You confirm the worldview. You validate the script. You strengthen the story. And BJP, they have made everything normal. What once shocked people now excites them. BJP has made majoritarianism normal. BJP has made hyper-nationalism normal. BJP has made religious politics normal. BJP has made the erosion of institutions normal. BJP has made permanent campaigns normal. And the opposition is busy proving they are also normal according to the BJP's definition of normal. You cannot defeat a party that is 24/7 in campaign mode with a group of parties that are 24/7 in confusion mode. People keep saying opposition needs unity. Opposition needs strategy. Opposition needs alliances. No, my brother. Opposition needs a spine, a point of view, a reason to exist. Because you cannot save democracy if you yourself are scared of democracy's first principle, taking a stand. Look at the BJP. Love them or hate them, they have a core, clear ideology, clear identity, clear audience, clear narrative. What does the opposition have? Today, Congress is, how do I put this politely, an emotional support organization full of leaders, very few workers, full of committees, very little commitment. It is a 138-year-old party that behaves like 138-year-old party. Tired knees, weak spine, heavy nostalgia, and severe memory loss. No cadre, no booth level warriors, no ideological training, no bench strength, no discipline, no structure. It is like a cricket team where the captain is doing net practice alone and the rest of the team shows up only on match day. You will see leaders who haven't touched a booth worker in 20 years suddenly sitting on prime time debate saying they will defeat BJP at the booth level. कैसे? किस booth से? किस level से? किस worker से? You don't even remember where your booth committees are. Half of them don't exist. The other half joined BJP already. BJP works 365 days a year. Opposition works 90 days before elections and 2 days after losing to conduct blame meetings. The opposition is not losing elections. The opposition is not even contesting elections. And you want them to defeat BJP. UPA, India Alliance, they look powerful on paper. 24 parties, big names, big slogans, big conferences. On the ground, nothing. Zero coordination, zero trust, zero chemistry, zero planning, zero unity. One state, we want 22 seats. Next state, we will contest alone. Third state, we will ally, but also not ally, but maybe ally after consulting the other ally. Because opposition parties are not parties. They are loose collections of personalities held together with weak sellotape and emotional blackmail. No ideology, no long-term vision. The MLAs, one eerie whisper, converted. The MPs, 2 income tax notices, enlightened. The leaders, 3 CBI visits, ideologically reborn. Operation Kamal Fire. The BJP's political dominance is not some mystery. It is not magic. It is not miracle. It is not Modi wave, Modi love, Modi aura. It is a decade-long engineering project. Institutional, ideological, financial, organizational, relentless, non-stop. Political commentators will still sit on TV and say democracy is resilient. Institutions will bounce back. People will decide. Ballot is powerful. Cute. Very cute. Fairy tales. The kind of bedtime stories you tell your toddler so they can sleep peacefully while the house is on fire. They refuse to accept that they are not fighting a political party. They are fighting a political civilization. A fully equipped, algorithm-driven, emotion-fueled, funding pumped, institution-baked, media-armored mega structure. A machine so perfectly engineered that even its defeats can be turned into victories. Even its scandals into distractions. Even its failures into narratives. And this is exactly why the Bihar election should not shock you. But we Indians, we love hope. We worship hope. We eat hope with paratha in the morning. We drink hope with chai in the evening. Every election we say, इस बार कुछ तो होगा. इस बार सिस्टम जवाब देगा. इस बार अपोजिशन उठेगा.
तू समझा? हाँ. नहीं, तू समझा नहीं.
The truth is simple. BJP is not shocking you. Your expectations are. Bihar didn't teach us what BJP is. It taught us what the opposition is not. Until the rebuilt ideology, cadre, booth strength, narrative, discipline, federal unity, ground presence, and actual political courage, this cycle will continue. The BJP will never lose an election unless it wants to. Brown Enlightenment, signing off. Be aware, be awake, and for God's sake, stop getting shocked. See you in the next one. Jai Hind.
आपका तो लगता है बस यही सपना राम राम जपना पराया माल अपना